way towards the goal of $4 trillion in deficit reduction that economists say we need to stabilize our finances. Tonight I'll lay out additional proposals that are fully paid for and fully consistent with the budget framework both parties agreed to just 18 months ago. Let me repeat. Nothing I'm proposing tonight should increase our deficit by a single dime.
Pretty amazing the president can say that with a straight face, because according to the Treasury Department, since the day that he stepped in the Oval Office, the outstanding public debt has increased by over $5.8 trillion. And guess what? That's 58.6 trillion dimes. Joining me with reaction, we call him the Great One, out of his bunker. You know, it probably would be easier to get an interview with Obama and the Pope than to get you out of that bunker. Welcome, old Great One. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, brother?
Good. All right. You know, this figure, let's go to this. He says this thing, that's not going to add one dime to the deficit. Republicans came out with an ad. Let's start there.
Nothing I'm proposing tonight should increase our deficit by a single dime. Healthcare reform will not add one dime to our deficit without adding a dime to our deficits. I won't sign it if that reform adds even one dime to our deficit over the next decade. And I mean what I say. Simple rule that says Congress can't spend a dime without cutting a dime elsewhere. This legislation is fully paid for and will not add one single dime to our deficit. We will not pay for health insurance reform by adding to our deficits. I will not sign a bill that adds a dime to our deficits, either now or in the future. I will not sign a plan that adds one dime to our deficit. And the only way we can do it, we will not add one dime to our deficit. If Washington starts taking responsibility for every dime that it's spent, that it doesn't add a dime to our deficit.
58.6 trillion dimes, Mr. Levin.
You know, I would say to the president, why do you keep lying? Why do you keep lying to the American people? A Castro-like speech last night, albeit in English. Lie after lie after lie. I'll tell you why you keep lying, because your record stinks. 23 million people are unemployed. Real unemployment's almost 15%. You didn't say any of this in your long speech last night. 1 in every 4 families affected by unemployment. 8.5 million people have left the workforce, the lowest since 1948. 1 in 6 people live in poverty. Median family income has dropped by 5%. Meanwhile, the members of Congress are jumping up like clapping seals, applauding all this. Gasoline prices, the highest on record for any February 13th. The economy actually shrank. Nearly 25 cents of every dollar produced in our economy is taken by the federal government. He didn't say any of this. He didn't say any of this because it's embarrassing. It's a disaster. And here's the problem. The reason why he doesn't take responsibility for this is, before you can even hold him to account, he's proposing more programs, more trusts, more partnerships, more agencies, more spending, and so you can't keep up with the guy. So for him, America is a problem. The free enterprise system is a problem. The American people are a problem. He treats us like we're France. And one of the things that bothers me most, Sean, is this. This is a copy of the Constitution. This is a Bible. Obama put his hand on this and swore to uphold this, and then he keeps saying, as he did last night to Congress, if you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to act on my own. Well, I hate to tell him this, but he's not a dictator. I know he thinks he's an imperial president, but the fact of the matter is we do have 3 branches of government. He has to work with all of them, but he doesn't want to.
You know, I've used the term imperial president. You've used it. You know, in your book, Ameritopia, you actually said this is a post-constitutional America. Well, what does that mean? I mean, and especially we now see that if he doesn't like what he gets, he just uses executive orders, does pretty much what he wants. But in the context of what he's doing, what does that mean for the country?
It means a disaster, because now we're a country of men and not laws. The President of the United States gets up there and gives a laundry list of things he's going to do to us, things he's going to do to our businesses, to our workplace, to our communities. That's not the way it's supposed to work. We're the citizens. We're not the subjects. And the fact of the matter is, the Constitution does not confer this kind of power on the president. Big deal, he won an election. Congratulations. He won by 3 or 4%. He's not exactly landslide Barack. Okay, we get it, he's president. But the Constitution was not up for election on election night, and I'm sick and tired of him and his party and his sycophants constantly promoting ideas that will attack it. As an example, the Second Amendment. All of his proposals on how to change the Second Amendment. That Second Amendment belongs to us, we the people, like all the rest of the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment, where he attacks religious liberty. The Fourth Amendment, where he attacks due process. The Fifth Amendment, where he attacks property rights. The Ninth Amendment, which he ignores. The Tenth Amendment, federalism, which he thinks is a joke. It's not a joke, and we need to start speaking out about this.
Right. One other thing, you commented a lot, and, you know, look, Republicans have a single house. If they